guys, my name is Elizabeth Polk and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. I'm so glad that you stopped by and I hope that you continue to stick around. But do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. It is free and just by subscribing motivates me to put out more and better content each time. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the top 5 things that you should and should not do on the first date. If you're new to my channel, in my last video, I talked about the top 8 things that you should and should not do during the talking and dating stage. So if you haven't seen that video, no worries. I'm going to put the link of it down below in the description box. So get comfortable, get your wine, get your snacks, get your smoothies, because this is going to be another good one. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the video. Number 1, take your own transportation. Whether that's taking your own car, an Uber, a Lyft, the bus, or having somebody drop you off, you need to have your own way to get back and forth to and from the date. The reason being, well, number 1, if you're going to date with somebody that you just met, I personally wouldn't suggest them having to come and pick you up, especially if they're coming to pick you up from your own house, because that can be dangerous. And also as well, when your date is coming to pick you up, they're responsible for you getting back home. And I just love when I go somewhere and I take my own transportation, because I can go and leave when I please. And when you're riding with somebody else, you're basically on their time schedule. And if you're depending on your date to take you back and forth to the date and as well home, and you guys get to the date and you don't like what's going on, you don't like the environment, you don't like their conversation, their vibe, and you want to leave, well, now you're gonna have to get transportation to get back home because they were your transportation. Or if you guys go to the date and afterwards you leave and you're wanting to go home and they're wanting to go here and there and you're having a problem, when that can be an issue and that could cause drama. Or for instance too, unfortunately, they may have some other things on their mind to do with you that you may not be wanting to do. And by you riding in the vehicle with them and you're wanting to go home and they're trying to do other things, it could potentially lead, God forbid, sexual assault, rape, molestation. Or if you guys are on the date and things just aren't going well, they can may up and decide to leave you at the place and just go home. So just avoid all that just drama and chaos. That's why it's just so important to take your own transportation. Again, even if you don't have your own vehicle, that's okay. Get an Uber, get a Lyft, have your best friend, your mom, dad, whoever, to take you to and from the date. But just never, at least not on the very first date, have them to be responsible for coming to get you from at home, your friend's house, or wherever, take you to the date and bring you back home. Number 2, inform your whereabouts to somebody you trust. We're living in a day and age where it's so dangerous. People just really aren't who they say they are. And you just really gotta be careful, especially being a woman in today's society. So you need to always inform somebody, especially to the first day of somebody that you may just be meeting for the first time or you're still getting to know. You need to inform somebody who you trust about your whereabouts, whether it is your best friend, your siblings, your mom, your dad, whoever, somebody that you can trust. Ways you can do that: take a screenshot of their most recent profile picture and send it to them, because you may be thinking you're on a date with a guy named Christopher and in reality you're on a date with a guy named Anthony. So take screenshots of their profile pictures, send it to them, tell them to even do their own little research aside from your little research that you've done on them. That's one good thing about social media. Sometimes social media can give us an idea of who we're talking to and who we're going on a date with. Another thing as well for iPhone users, and I say iPhone users because I'm not aware if Android has this feature as well, but share your location. One thing about me, when I'm going out somewhere with new people or meeting somebody, I always typically let my best friend know, hey, I'm going here, I'm going with this person, we're going to this certain place, this certain time. If I'm not back at home at such and such a time, and let you know that I'm at home and I'm safe and I'm okay, please call me. And if I haven't responded back to you in a certain amount of time, call the police, okay? Do that. Share your location the whole entire time that you're on a date, so that way everywhere you go, you don't have to text them like, hey, I'm here, I'm there. Just share your location, like say for iPhone users, with another iPhone users as well. Share your location the entire day, from the time you leave your home to the time you get back. Another thing as well, if you, like I said, if you go to the date but you didn't drive with them, but yet you see their car, take a screenshot, take a picture of their license plate. No, that's not being crazy. No, that's not being, over dramatic or anything, but take a screenshot of their license plate, and again, send it to whoever that you're telling your whereabouts to. But please don't let the person that you're on a date with catch you doing that, because they're going to think you're weird and you're crazy and all this and that. So don't do that. But that's not being dramatic. That's not doing too much. That's just being wise and just being safe, because like I said, you just never really know. Everybody sometimes isn't who they portray to be. And typically on first dates is when you're going on a date with somebody that you may barely know or don't even know at all. And you just have to be wise and be safe and look out for you. Because if you're not looking out for yourself, if you're not being wise, nobody else is going to look out for your safety as well. And I hate to say it like that, but that's just really how it is, especially being a woman in today's society. Number 3, dress to impress. And when I say dress to impress, I mean from head to toe. From your hair to your clothes to your shoes, your makeup, even your fragrance. You need to dress to impress, but also make sure that you're dressing for the right occasion as well. You wouldn't want to wear a bathing suit to church. You wouldn't want to wear a corporate suit to the beach. I mean, if you do, that's on you, and I'm not here to judge. But want to make sure that you're dressed for whatever occasion the day is at. So let's just say you're going to a concert. You wouldn't want to wear a formal gown to a concert, depending on what type of concert it is. You want to be cute, but yeah, you want to be, comfortable as well. Being dressed to impress doesn't necessarily mean having on a wig or wearing, extensions. It also means just being, comfortable, being confident in yourself, whether that's your natural hair. If you're not typically the type of person to wear makeup, that's okay. But at least, throw on some lashes, maybe fill in your eyebrows, put on a little lip gloss, do what I call the makeup, the no makeup look. With something cute but simple, and it doesn't take long, okay? Make sure that your outfit is up to par. Make sure you're not underdressed, but also make sure you're not overdressed for the occasion as well. Even with your fragrance, ladies. Nothing is wrong with Bath and Body Works. Nothing is wrong with Victoria's Secret. But come on now, like after you reach a certain age, especially in your 20s, you gotta up your fragrance game. This is coming from somebody that worked in men's and women's fragrance at Dillard's for over 6 months, so I know, okay? Nothing is wrong with investing in some good quality, good smelling perfumes. And I'm not saying that anything is wrong with Bath and Body Works or Victoria's Secret, but for a first date where you're really trying to impress somebody, you really need to step it up and go above and beyond, okay? Invest in yourself, some Chanel, some YSL, some Versace, some Ralph Lauren, some Burberry. I absolutely love Burberry, the original. That is my absolute favorite women's fragrance. Also, let me know down below in the comments if you guys want me to do a video where I show you guys my top fragrances that I love, because I would love to do that video. But yes, do all that as well. I mean, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So on your first date, make sure you not only dress to impress, but because you're not just trying to impress that person, but also to impress yourself as well. Be like, dang, like when you look in the mirror after you dress up, you're like, dang, I clean up pretty nice. I look really good. Like, nothing is wrong with just getting dressed up every once in a while and just feeling good about yourself and feeling confident about yourself. So Yes, I'm dressing up kind of to impress you, but this is also for me as well. Okay, number 4, talk about things that interest you, but keep away from talking about personal business. I actually talked about this in my last video that I was telling you guys about things you should and should not do during the talking and dating stage. And on the first date is really designed for you guys to be able to get to know a little bit more about each other. But let me just say this. Getting to know more about each other doesn't mean getting into each other's personal business. Like the first date, in my opinion, and I'm pretty sure others would agree with me as well, it's the wrong time to ask somebody, so, you ever been arrested? Or so, how many kids do you have? And are they by the same man? Are they by the same woman? Or so, what's your occupation? And how much money do you make in a year? Like, those are the kind of questions that will let that be the first and probably the last date that you will have with that person. Like, no. I mean, the first date is designed, like I said, just to get to know more about each other, pick at each other's brain, you know. I mean, see about their interests, their likes, their dislikes, you know. Maybe what do they see themselves doing in the next 5 or 10 years, or I don't know. But however, I think topics that you should refrain from talking about on the first date are politics and religion, because those two things, most people, well, not everyone has the same beliefs about. And sometimes having conversations about those two topics can really turn into an altercation, because some people just cannot accept the fact that other people have different beliefs than they do. And that's totally fine. Like, everybody doesn't believe in the same thing, and that's totally okay. That's why we're humans. That's why we have different beliefs and opinions. The thing about it is respecting each other's opinions and beliefs. But sadly, some people can't do that. So keep from talking about personal things. Keep talking about things that, like I said, are like politics, religion, just really controversial topics as it is. And just really focus on getting to know each other more as a person. Okay, number 5, I think I saved the best for last. And it's take your own money to cover expenses. I just believe that whoever asks who out on the date is responsible for covering the expenses of the date. If a man asks me out on a date, he is responsible for covering the expenses of the date. And if I ask another man out on a date, I'm responsible for covering the expenses of the day. Now, this is just my personal opinion. You don't have to agree with it, but I just believe that that's how it goes. Because why would you ask me out on a date, but yet expect me to cover the expenses of the date? I mean, that's just all backwards to me, but sadly, that's how some people think. But the reason why I say to take your own money to cover your expenses, because just for example, let's say a guy asks you on a date to go to a restaurant, and maybe it's a restaurant that you've been hitting on going to for a while. And you guys go on a date, you know, maybe have a good time, this and that, and then the check finally comes, and when they ask separate or together, he says separate. Now, at that point, I'm going to be confused and upset, because you asked me on the date, and now when the check comes, you say separate. So you're asking me on a date, but yet you wanted me to cover my own expenses, okay? And now, ladies, if that ever happens to you, you will have every right to be upset. I'm not saying that you would. Thankfully, I've never had that to happen to me, and I don't know if this is wood, but knock on wood, I'm hoping that it never does. But at that time, if something like that were to happen, that's not going to be the best time to start arguing. Even though you would want to argue, you have every reason to do so. That's not going to be the best time to argue, because the restaurant, they're not going to be like, okay, well, this person, okay, well, they're not going to be like, okay, well, you asked her on the date, so you're responsible for paying for her part of the ticket as well as yours. They're going to be like, okay, so who's paying for who? We don't care whose money we get. We just care about getting our money. So to avoid all that type of confusion, just wherever you guys go, make sure you just have enough to cover your own expenses. If you go to a restaurant and you order something that costs $30, make sure that you have at least $40 or $45 to cover the taxes as well as a tip as well. But I'm just letting you ladies know now, and gentlemen as well, if y'all are watching this, if you ever go on a date and someone asks you on a date, and when the check comes, or when it's time to cover the expenses of the date, and they ask you to cover your part and maybe their expenses as well, because there are some people that are like that, please promise me that that will be the first and the last date that you will ever have with that person, and you will never talk to them ever again. All right, y'all, well, that is the end of this video. My top 5 things that you should and should not do on the first date. I really hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure you guys are following me on all my social media accounts to keep up with my life off camera. And make sure you guys hit that notification bell so you will be the first to be notified whenever I post a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.